I would like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. Not long ago, Albert, the great doctor and the Nobel Prize winner, was being interviewed in London, and a reporter asked him, "Doctor, what's wrong with men today?" Okay, doctor was sad on the moment, and then he said, "Men simply don't think." And it's about this that I want to talk to with you. We live today in a golden age. This is an era that man has looked forward, dreamt of, and worked towards of thousands of years. But since it's here, we are pretty well take it for granted. We in America are particularly fortunate to live in the richest land that ever existed on the face of the earth, a land of abundant opportunity for everyone. But do you know what happens? Let's take 100 men who starts even at the age of 25. Do you have any idea what will happen to those men by the time they reach 65? These 100 men, who all start even at the age of 25, believe they are going to be successful. If you ask any of these men if he wanted to be successful, he would tell you that he did. And you notice that he was eager towards life, that there was a certain sparkle to his eye, an erectness to his courage, and life seems like a pretty interesting adventure to him. But by the time they're 65, one will reach, four will be financially independent, five will still be working, 54 will be broke now. Think about a moment now. Out of the 100, only 5 make the grade. Why do so many fail? What has happened to the sparkle that was there when they were 25? What become of the dreams, the hopes, the plans, and why there's such a large disparity between what these men intended to do and what they're actually accomplished? When we say about 5% achieve success, we have to define success. And here's a definition: success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. If a man is working towards a predetermined goal and knows where he's going, that's the man is success. And if he is not going with that, he is a failure. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Follow Me, the distinguished psychiatrist, wrote a wonderful book called Man's Search for Himself. And in this book, he says the opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice, it is formality. And there you have the trouble today. It's conformity, people acting like everyone else without knowing why, without knowing where they are going. Don't think of it in America right now. There are over 14 million people 65 years of age, and over 13 million of these 14 millions are broke. They are dependent on someone else for large necessities. Now we learn to read by the time 7. We learn to make living by the time 25. Usually by the time we are not only making a living, we are supporting a family. And yet by the time we are 65, we haven't learned how to become financially independent. In the richest land and has ever been known, why we conform. And the trouble is that we are acting like the wrong percentage group than 95 who don't succeed. Now, why do these people conform? Well, they know, not really. These people believe that their lives are shaped by circumstances, by things that happen to them, by exterior force, their outer director. A survey was made one time that they covered a lot of men, working men, and these men were asked this question: why do you work? Why do you get up in the morning? 19 out of 20 have no idea. If you ask them, they will say everyone goes to work in the morning, and that's the reason why they do it, because everyone else is doing it now. Let's get back to our definition of success. Who succeeds? The one who succeeds is the man who is progressive realizing a worthy ideal. He is the man who says, I'm going to become this, and then begin to work towards that goal. I have to tell you who the successful people are. A success is a school teacher who is teaching school because that's what she wanted to do. A success is a woman who's a wife and a mother because she wanted to become a wife and a mother, is doing a good job of it. The success is the man who runs the corner gas station because that's what he wanted to do. And the success is a successful salesman wants to become a top-notch salesman and grow and build with this organization. A success is anyone who is doing deliberately a predetermined job because that's what he decided to do deliberately, right? But only 1 out of 20 does that. That's why the danger isn't really any competition unless we make it for ourselves. Instead of competing, all we have to do is create now for 20 years. I look for the key which could determine what would happen to a human being. Was there a key I wanted to know which would make the future a promise that we could foretell to a large extent? Was there a key that would guarantee your person's becoming successful if he only knew about it and knew how to use it well? There is a such key. I found it. Have you ever wondered why so many men work so hard and honestly without ever achieving anything in particular, and others don't seem to work hard yet seems to get everything? They have a magic touch. You heard them say that about someone, everything he touches turns to gold. And have you ever noticed that a man who becomes successful tends to continue to become successful? And on the other hand, have you noticed how a man who is failure tends to continue to fail because of goals? Some of them haven't, some of them don't. People with those succeeds because they know where they are going now. Think of a ship leaving a harbor and think of it without complete voyage map out and plan. The captain and crew knows exactly where it's going and how long it will take. It has defined goal. 9,999 times out of 10,000, it will get to where it started out of to get now. Let's take another ship just like the first one. Let's not put a crew on it, or a captain, or the helm. Let's give it no aiming point, no goal, no destination. We just start the engine and let it go. I think you can agree with me that if it gets out of the harbor at all, they believe they'll sink or they wind up on some distracted beach at redirected. Can't go any place because it has no destination, no guidance. It's the same with a human being. Take the salesman for example. There is no other person in the world today with the future of a good salesman. Selling isn't the world's highest paid profession if we are good at it. If we know we are going, every company needs a top notch salesman and they reward those men. The sky is the limit for them. But how many can you find? Someone said the human race is fixed not to prevent the strong from winning, but to prevent a weak from losing. The American economy today can be linked to a convoy in time of war. The entire economy has slowed down to protect its weakest link, just as the convoy had to go at the speed that would prevent its slowest vessels to remain in. That's why it's so easy for making a living today. It takes no particular brain or talent to make a living and supports family today. So we have a plateau of so-called security, if that's what a person looking for. But we do have to decide how high above this plateau we wanted to aim for now. Let's get back to the strangest secret in the world, the story that I want to tell you today. Why do men with goals succeed in life and men without them fail? Well, let me tell you something which, if you really understand it, will order your life immediately. If you understand completely what I'm going to tell you from this moment on, your life will never be the same again. You will suddenly find the good luck just seems to be attracted to you. The thing you just wanted seems to fall in line. And from now on, you won't have the problems, the worries, the groaning, a lump of anxiety that perhaps you have experienced before. Doubt, fear, well, they will be things of the past. Here's the key to the success and the key to the failure.